Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Welcome back to Late Nights with Mark. It's been a while since I've seen you guys all. First off, Happy New Year. Happy 2014 to all of you. Happy 2014, pal. Happy 2014, Biscuit. Hope everyone had a good, nice, safe New Year's there. I kind of just chilled. It was a relatively low-key New Year. Met up with my buddy Andrew. We went down to the world-famous Leo's sports bar there in Montrose and had a beer and our obligatory plastic cup full of champagne at midnight, and that was about it. And then just watched some of the performances on NBC or ABC. I mean, you know, so it was all good. You know, New Year's was chill. But, wow, a lot to talk about. It's been a while since I've done one of these, mainly because it's been wintertime and the winter's been pretty cold. And even tonight, it's not really that bad out there, but I'm such a pussy that I'm still wearing my heavy jacket. But this is a cool jacket, so whatever. F all y'all. But a lot of stuff to talk about. I want to talk about a movie first and foremost, though. Day after Christmas, I went with my parents and we saw The Wolf of Wall Street, the new Martin Scorsese film with Leonardo DiCaprio. It is about the real-life story of Jordan Belfort, who was a Wall Street broker back in the 90s and built up his empire on Wall Street through a scam of selling penny stocks and shill stocks and getting people to invest with those along with other blue chip stocks and stuff like that. Basically, the movie kind of follows the same story arc that Goodfellas does. So if you love those movies, if you love the Scorsese films, you love movies where, you know, people start from the bottom, work their way up to the top, and then get in and over their heads and the bubble blows, this is exactly what Wolf of Wall Street is about, and it just kind of highlights the excess and corruption that existed on Wall Street back in that era, a very prevalent era in American history, I think, as we all now know. But anyways, just, God, it was such a great movie. And just, it was so raw and real, just showcasing of Belfort's just indulgence and hedonism. And just, there were so many great lines from Leo, and some of the things that I think about in the movie, he starts out, he goes, I was banging hookahs 4 to 5 nights a week, was taking pills for my back pain, smoking weed to mellow me out at the end of the day, snorting cocaine to get me back up. You know, just so many great lines. The cast is excellent. Jonah Hill's in there. Kyle Chandler from Friday Night Lights plays the FBI agent. And Margot Robbie, Australian actress who plays Leo's second wife in the movie. Oh my goodness. My oh my. And one of the best scenes in the movie is after they first hook up, because they go to dinner, and it's great. I love just the scene. It highlights the kind of sexual tension that's existing between them. And she kind of says, so why did, you know, in her New York accent, because I know girls who have had New York and New Jersey accents, but, you know, she goes, so why did you call me? You married, right? You know, and he goes, what? You know, married people can have friends, you know. She just goes, we're not going to be friends. We won't be friends. And anyways, you know what happens next. Leo gets in over his head, and it was so great. He says, my God, her pussy was like heroin. I was addicted, man. And it wasn't just the sex. We had similar interests and shit. Cut to the scene of Leo snorting cocaine off her breasts in the back of a limo in Vegas. If only one day I can find a girl like that, I'll be set for life right there. But like I said, movie was great. Definitely go see it. A lot of people might find it offensive, but what stands out to me about the movie is that you're left talking about it. It resonates with you. There are some movies where you kind of watch it, you go in, and it's like, wow, that was really cool. Like this, it's still, you know, almost a week later, and I'm still thinking about the movie. I'm still replaying all the issues and stuff that goes over in my head. And it just follows all the cool little Scorsese story arcs. It has the music. You know, I think there's, you know, the various scenes where, you know, shit just gets real. One is where Jonah Hill swallows a goldfish. That's a great scene because someone is simply on the phone in the office and they just won't tolerate that kind of bullshit. movie. And another one is when Leo invites Kyle Chandler's FBI agent onto his yacht. And, you know, sure enough, he comes up, he has his girls and everything, you know, and the FBI agent's kind of like, well, I thought we were going to talk alone, just in private, you know. He's like, oh, okay, you know, come back later, girls, you know. Finally, when the jig is up, you know, Leo gets mad and he, you know, kicks him off the boat. He's like, get the fuck off my fucking boat. Fuck all you guys, you know. He's like, you go home to your miserable fucking lives and your fat-ass fucking wives. I'm going to go have Heidi here, lick some fucking caviar off my fucking balls. And at the end of the movie, there's that scene where Kyle Chandler's driving home on the subway, or riding home on the subway, and just kind of surrounded by the cretins of the world, I guess you could call it. I'm not really sure. And, you know, no matter what he did, he cheated, he hustled, and, well, Jordan Belfort did his thing. And ultimately, he paid the price because he did lose everything. He paid like $10 million in restitution and went to jail for 4 years, but it seems like a small price to pay for all the money that he embezzled and swindled. And, you know, the pain he inflicted, too. He had a lot of fun, but definitely inflicted a lot of pain, too. So, to me, I think Wolf of Wall Street was a great movie. Definitely go on out and see it. Just freaking amazing stuff right there. Yeah, like I said, it's DiCaprio, Scorsese. Really can't go wrong with that combination right there. So let's just move on to 2014 and what's going to be going on right here. Hopefully this is the year that connections get made and we make things happen. Definitely need to get to work on my MLB Fan Cave video, so this will serve as a little bit of motivation for me. Gonna get the YouTube stuff going. I think I'm going to have some type of a parody where I'm going to string together little vignettes of Hunger Games, Uncharted, maybe Finding Bigfoot, something else. I just need to find, you know, and refine and polish my script. Minute and a half. You guys know what the deal is. It's going to be freaking awesome. And, of course, cast some people and find out what my crew's going to be. Wow. Let's see. Some other sports stuff to talk about, maybe. NFL playoffs coming up this weekend. Very exciting times. We have the Eagles versus the Saints, the Chiefs versus the Colts, the Chargers versus the Bengals, and the Packers versus the 49ers. Colts-Chiefs, I think that's going to be a great game. Could go either way. Based on the numbers, you would think the Chiefs would win because they had a great defense all year, which I think everybody knew, but they also had a great offense all year. They scored like 26.9 points per game. I mean, granted, they had a cream puff schedule, but it's kind of like in college. They did what they were supposed to do, and they ran up the score against the scrubs. You know, they faced some opposition against their divisional opponents, but again, when the schedule eased up, they crushed them and ran up the score and put points on the board. So I know the Colts are playing well, but and they have a good defense too. But Kansas City, I think, has kind of been playing in a bit of limbo lately because they've been locked into that 5 slot with the wild card. So I'm really excited to see that game. I think that's going to be a good game. Eagles and Saints. I like the Saints, but all I have to say about them is we know they're not the same team on the road that they are at home. 34 points per game at home in the Superdome, 18 points per game on the road. That's a pretty steep drop-off, and yeah, I just don't think that the Saints have the playmakers on defense to stop with the Eagles' fast-paced offense and get the guys who are going to be running up the sidelines like Deshaun Jackson and Jason Avant, those guys, even Riley Cooper doing their thing. And oh yeah, LaShawn McCoy was leading rusher in the NFL. Also, this article is going to be on West Coast Bias Sports, so make sure to check it out in a couple of days when it comes up. The Saturday matchups, Packers, 49ers. Obviously, I want to pick the Packers. We know Aaron Rodgers is truly amazing, but Aaron Rodgers can't line up on the defensive end of the ball and stop Frank Gore or stop Vernon Davis and Michael Crabtree in coverage or prevent Colin Kaepernick from running the read option. I just think the 49ers are way more balanced than the Packers are. Obviously, defense is exponentially better than the Packers. The Packers' defense is atrocious. It was terrible to watch. And granted, they have a lot of injuries too, but God, Packers can't stop anybody on defense. So the game might be historically cold there in Green Bay on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. So, definitely will be a very cool game to watch. Obviously, I'm rooting for the Packers, but I'm not expecting them to win. And much like the other game that day is going to be Chargers and Bengals. And same, Chargers are playing great. I'm real happy they got in the playoffs. Phillip Rivers is freaking awesome. Have you seen this guy in post-game interviews with his bolo tie, just trolling everybody? God, Phillip Rivers is the man. But much like the Packers, their defense kind of sucks. I'm not counting on their defense or putting my money on it. And Cincinnati is 8-0 at home. I have no reason to believe that the Chargers are going to be the first team this year to go in there and beat them and shut them down in their own house. I'd like to see it happen, and it is possible. Like Phillip Rivers said, he's like, hey, man, we can beat any team out there, but any team can beat us too. Like my Phillip Rivers impression. But, yeah, I think it's going to be great matchups. Look forward to it all. Ultimately, in the end of the day, still think the Broncos will win. Would like to see that happen. Would like to see Peyton Manning do that. If he wins the Super Bowl, he ices his legacy as the greatest quarterback of all time and just puts the cap on this, what might be the single greatest statistical season ever by a quarterback. Most pass yards ever. Most passing TDs ever. Peyton's been playing Madden all season long, so we'll see what happens in the NFL playoffs. Should be pretty exciting. We got national championship coming up. Lakers have been ravaged by injuries. They suck right now. No Farmar. Powell's missed time. Obviously no Kobe. Knee issue. Steve Blake's still out. It's been rough times in Lakerland right now. So I'm sure, like Swaggy P said, they're glad 2013's over and ready to flip the calendar over to 2014. And hopefully they can beat the Jazz tomorrow. So great talking to all you guys. There's going to be a lot more stuff coming up on YouTube and hopefully in all other aspects of life. Wishing you health and happiness in 2014. And have a drink, bitches. It's a celebration. Bye.